Hi, I'm Thanos Vlontzos and I'm from Athens, Greece. I'm a PhD student and a teaching scholar in the Department of Computing of Imperial College London. I'm working on machine learning for medical imaging and with a particular focus on causality. Well, there are too many to list, really. Lately I've binged Drive to Survive, the Formula 1 show on Netflix, because Formula 1 is a passion of mine, and getting a nice look into the backstage drama and what teams do to get an edge, that's great. Giving a 10 out of 10 rating is a tough one because it just means it is the best, right? I think I'm gonna go with Twilight Struggle. That's a board game for two people that pits the US against the USSR during the Cold War. You influence countries, you do realignments and coups, while the actual events of the Cold War are being played out around you. Always trying to swing the power balance towards you and get that win. I've spent way too many hours playing this game. Music, and there's no doubt about it. I tend to joke that the only time I don't listen to music is when I sleep, but in reality, exploring new musical styles and bands is far more interesting than I can describe in this video. Actually, the feeling when you discover that new song from that new band that just clicks and it was exactly what you wanted to hear that day is just phenomenal. I think the glaciers close to Whittier, Alaska should get this characterization. Whittier is this tiny town with 100 residents that you have to go through a train tunnel to get there. But when you get there, you can get onto a boat and do a tour of the Prince William Sound. I had the opportunity to go there in 2017 and I was just awed by the sheer beauty of untouched nature that exists out there. Glaciers that look like giant walls of ice, forests spanning as far as the eye could see. A trip that really puts things into perspective. No surprise that Alaska's motto is the last frontier, to be honest. I think I'll go with The Man Who Loved Dogs. Written by Leonardo Padura, a Cuban author, it follows three parallel stories. That of Trotsky in exile in Siberia, Istanbul, France, and finally Mexico. That of his assassin, Ramon Mercader, from his time in the Spanish Civil War, all the way to how he was recruited and trained by the Nica Verdun and sent to assassinate Trotsky. And that of a Cuban author in the 90s, who, while walking at the beach, meets up with a man that tells him the story of Mercader. Obviously, all three of the characters love dogs, hence the title. I read quite a bit of sci-fi and watched a lot of Star Trek while I was a kid, so getting into engineering and AI related stuff was a no-brainer for me. However, I soon realized that even though data or hardware were not real, somebody needed to create them, so QML research, right? Later on in life, I had the opportunity to work with General Electric Healthcare, doing research for medical imaging, and I saw the real-life impact these systems have. That's why I went into trying to make the life and the work of doctors easier by creating the proper intelligent tools that they need. Well, three things really. 20th century history, especially when it comes to geopolitics. ML and bridging the more traditional sciences with AI. And of course, I can give a 3-hour or more lecture on the best bars and restaurants in Athens, Greece. Besides the pandemic and lockdowns to end, on a personal level, I think I'll go with collaborating in person with people of different backgrounds and answering some interesting unsolved questions. I already had the opportunity to approximate that through the NASA Frontier Development Lab, where I worked with ionospheric physicists and computer scientists to try to enhance our abilities of predicting disturbances in GPS and telecoms due to solar storms and irregularities in the ionosphere. So all in all, being presented with a problem and trying to find out how to solve it while working with a set of brilliant and diverse group of people. On a more global level, I think I'll go with getting to Mars. It's high time humankind becomes an interplanetary species, and the challenges that are associated with us going there, and with such a difficult endeavor, would no doubt help us to make our lives here on Earth better, and also help us protect the Earth from all these destructive activities that have been going on all these years. A road trip from Ushuaia in Argentina all the way to Anchorage, Alaska and beyond. Latin America and Central America, as well as like North America, have so much to offer in terms of culture, of cuisine, of music, that I really cannot wait to go exploring. I think getting a pilot's license, like learning how to fly, is in my bucket list, and as soon as I manage to get some time to do it, I'm all for it. It really depends on the season. If it's summer, I think I'll go with Manu Chao and a bit more reggae ska kind of vibe, because it's summer, you go to the beach and have fun. Or if it is winter, I think I'll go with something more prog rock, psychedelic thing. So King Crimson and 21st Century Skid Joint Man.